How can I do it? And you're interfering in my stuff. So, Rawls is talking about the second type. I don't think Rawls ever mentioned international distributed justice as a term. This is mentioned by the cosmopolitans. Look it up, I don't think he has. So he is dealing with commutative justice.
He's dealing, I mean, he's dealing not by the words.
No.
He's talking about.
I'm just talking about the surface, broad structure. Is it an agreement among the states? Okay? Is it an agreement among the states, or is it something enforced from the top? Okay, let me have written it down here. Don't worry.
There are actually five types of societies.
I'm going to give me a chance. Okay, give me a chance. Okay. He talks about justice as fairness. Okay, which is an advance over Bentham. Now he talks about 5 types of society. Right?
Yeah.
Then he talks about the liberal people. Yes. Later on he calls them hierarchical liberals. Okay? Then he talks about the decent liberals. Then he talks about outlaw states.
Yes.
Okay? Then he talks about burdened societies. Then he talks about absolutists. Whatever. Okay? Now, but he is focusing on certain areas and he's saying they come to an agreement. He lists all these principles, I've written them down here, about 8 of them, that they will deal with the freedom, they will agree upon the freedom of the people. Number 1, first principle. Okay? Second is, they will be keeping their treaties, they abide by their treaties. Second principle, which is agreement. It is actually commutative. Then they will uphold the equality of the people. Then they will non-intervention, this, that. Okay, let me not waste time on this. You know what I'm talking about. My point is that Rawls is talking about agreement between states, law of societies, where societies are cooperating and societies are agreeing upon certain principles of distributed justice. Okay? Now, he talks about it that way, but not. Okay, let me cut it short. The next is about cosmopolitan ideas, and you have given a lot of space to cosmopolitans, right? Now, cosmopolitans, they're okay. Let me read out this sentence for you. And this will tell you what I'm saying. Some author is saying, an author which you have not quoted, you gave me the book, but you did not use it in your thesis. Anyway, I'm going to quote from that. Thinkers increasingly defend a certain form of cosmopolitanism, arguing that every state is under a duty, to turn over some substantial portion of its sovereign powers to internationals. You see, this is a gradual movement towards empowering the United Nations and for a world order. But our concern is not with the world order or the Illuminati right now. Our concern is with the ideas of these people, of distributed justice. Okay? Now they are implying proper distributed, international distributed justice. And it is these writers who have talked about international distributed justice through the surrender of sovereignty in some ways. Some go for example, this Poge or whoever it is, he gives more, another writer gives more, some writers give less. Okay? But what are their main principles? They are my principles, if you remember. Let me read them out. I'm reading out their principles from the same book. First is, every human has a right to equal. Now this can be defended only if there is a powerful body out there. Okay? Every human has a right to equal consideration, which means no caste system, no discrimination, nothing against gays and lesbians. Everybody should be treated equally. You get my point?
Yes.
Number two, and this is what I say, existing boundaries, separating boundaries of Pakistan, boundaries of Afghanistan, or Bosnia, existing boundaries separating political states have been drawn in a morally arbitrary fashion, which means some people have grabbed the whole of Australia, the whole of Canada, the whole of United States and South America, and others like Bangladesh are stuffed into like sardines into a small. You understand? This is what they're saying. Next is political communities owe their membership to consent, not to any. They do not, that is, owe to any. They are saying there is no social contract there, which they are criticizing actually your friend Ross. Okay, but this is not based on social contract. Okay. Then they say, I'm going to rush through this. There is such great disparity in international trade that many people's life prospects are profoundly affected by the country in which they are born. If I'm born in Pakistan, I have had it. But an American or a British or a European, they enjoy themselves just because they are born there. So this is not fair. And every person should have equal space on earth, you know. The last principle is, and this is also what you mentioned, luck, egalitarianism. One's country of birth is a matter of brute luck. It is only luck where you are born, wherever you are placed. And you will either enjoy yourself or you will be doom or having a very tough time. So, brother, this theme, I'm not finished. This theme is what I think you should have followed. Huh? That is the question of sovereignty and giving power to the United Nations. Now, if the whole international scenario, which is moving towards giving, as Kelsen predicted, you know, he said that this ultimate Grundnorm will never come to rest unless it dominates the norms of these states. So, there is a movement towards world government, towards giving power to one single state in this world. That is the scenario we face. And through that, they want to give distributive justice, that's fine. So at this time, cosmopolitan figure कुछ और सीखिए. अच्छा, हमें नहीं आते. Now I come to the Islamic. What is your Islamic solution, which you have talked about? So people will not like my ideas. I've written here.
Should he answer this particular theme?
He doesn't have to answer.
Okay.
He just incorporate. Okay. Or something else.
Actually, what I thought.
No, let me finish.
So just one point. When John Rawls, and he has mentioned it somewhere, when John Rawls talks about the laws of the people instead of talking in terms of the laws of the states, he's actually saying the same thing in another way, which you just mentioned.
Right.
That states' sovereignty is diminished and people come to the fore.
He's comparing the people, he is bringing out the people in a way that does the body have some, is there some body which has direct control over people? No, they are agreeing. No. Okay.
Can I just...
no, don't interrupt me, I have to finish this Islamic.
I mean, before starting Islamic, can I just answer this few observations with this?
No, you can't. You do it later. Let me finish and then you. Because then I will lose my...
No, it's just because...
I will listen to you. I will listen to you. Okay. Okay. International distributive justice in Islam is also based on issues of sovereignty and on a global legal order. Just like the legal order which after the Treaty of Westphalia ultimately now we have come to face in its preliminary form. And the global political order, sir, is included in the legal order in Islam. It's not separate. Now, the second point is that discussions revolve around the division of the world into Darul Islam and Darul Harb. Okay? Now, Mudir sir, I would like to focus on this. I'm going to make a statement which I read in Baba Zuhaili and Tariq Ramadan or something. These concepts are based on the Sunnah. And you will ask me which Sunnah? I will reply, I will answer Baba Zuhaili when I meet him soon. I know, that's what I'm saying when I meet him. Okay. So these are based, the Darul Harb is based on the Sunnah. Okay? Now, that is not important. The main idea is that if your physical control is confined to a particular area, you cannot have any kind of international issue. If you are just focusing on one point. So, because the Islamic State cannot grant rights to individuals who are outside this area, nor can such rights be enforced. Islam must have, like the United Nations, Islam must have total dominance, just as the United States wants to control the world. Okay? In other words, the United Nations must be Islamized. Okay? Now there are three approaches to the issue of DAS. In my view, people may disagree. Three approaches. Mansoori साहब कितने लास्ट हैं? अच्छा, उन्हीं को तो सुना रहा हूँ मैं. You have quoted my qaida from my book, that not my qaida, the Busi's. That the Busi says that the world is divided into two. According to the Hanafis, it is divided into two Dars, the Darul Islam and the Darul Harb. According to Imam Shafi, there is a single Dar, which means the whole world.
Thank you, sir.
So there are two positions. What are these two positions? The Shafi method, where there is a single Dar, the whole world is one. There are no Dars, according to Imam Shafi. There is a single Dar, now listen to this important, carefully, and it extends to the whole world. The Islamic State, Mustaq Sahab, is in a state of perpetual war.
In theory.
Theory, look, everything is theory. Even United Nations is theory. In a state of perpetual war till complete domination. You understand what I'm saying? There is one Dar, and Imam Shafi says a truce, if it takes place, it can only last for 1 year. No further. Go to war again. So, there is a state of perpetual. State of yes, I know. There is a state of perpetual war. Okay, the Hanafi method says there are two steps. Implement international distributed justice in the world that is under the Darul Islam. First do this. Then invite don't fight with them, invite the people from Darul Harb, so-called Darul Harb, to join in the second step. Okay? Now these are the two positions according to, for implementing distributed justice. What is the third approach, sir? The third approach is of people who say there is no Darul Islam. The Quran has not said this. The Sunnah is. Now this argument, I don't understand this. The Quran and Sunnah have not mentioned. The Quran and Sunnah have not mentioned 97% of the Islamic law directly. It is derived from the principle. Anyway, let's not get into this. So the third approach is that of those people who say there is no concept of dars in the Quran and the Sunnah. These people want perpetual surrender to whoever dominates the world today or will in the future. It is obvious they do not follow Imam Shafi's method. This is obvious, right? Because you are concerned. Okay. I think that should be enough. Now you can tell me what you want to say.
You are my professor, and
yes.
go to oppose you. I just want to give some here more clarification.